Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Haushah, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. And as we're gonna continue to bring these lessons out, so you can see pretty much the spirit of the squeeze, the spiritual squeeze that the Lord is unleashing on the people here in America, Babylon the Great, man. It's completely ripping their lives away. Because for as far as I can remember, people have been hella proud here in America, and you still see it, man. People are still looking to make a life for themselves here. People are still looking to pretty much make it. At some little, uh some little thought in their mind, or some little inkling of hope in their head has them thinking that America is gonna be great again. And Salakia for the background noise. This place is fucking hell, man. Everywhere you turn, there's noise, man. But just try to bear with me. But yeah, man, people are hella proud. People still think that they got a chance here, that America's gonna bounce back, that this is all just one big dream and a nightmare, and they're gonna wake up from it. No, man, this is the new normal. This is the normal, man, that they were talking about, right? And you got a lot of people that's in this country that's about to fly off the handle, including these devils, man. Esau, Edom, they're making countless videos saying how their life is in shambles, and how this is not the country that they grew up in, and their grandfathers grew up in. And we don't know this country. This country is completely fallen, and it's different. And then you got Jake, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans who are still goddamn proud over here, right along with this devil, because they may have a little bit more financial stability than others. But all this shit is about to be a thing of the past, man. Right? All of this, man. The jobs, any kind of hustle you had to make ends meet, it's about to be stripped from you, completely snatched from you, man. So let's read that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth. Now the Lord is speaking to his people, which are the Israelites, the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. The Lord is saying, remember him now in the days of thy youth, right? It says, while the evil days come not, man, because that's what we're headed to. Evil days. We're headed to that, man. Right? That's at the door. It said, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I will have no pleasure in them, man. Because as you can see, as you're gonna see on this lesson, this video, that people have no pleasure in the time that they're in, man. People have no pleasure with the way their life is at this moment, man. Right? And it's going to get worse. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the suns be not darkened, right? Meaning understanding, meaning, you still got a chance to repent, get right. You still got time. It says, nor the clouds return after the rain, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the leaders, because they're trembling too, and the strong men shall bow themselves. Yeah, all these mighty men that you may think are mighty men, they're nothing but a bunch of weaklings, man, that you're gonna see, man. All these strong men that's coming in these last days are the men of the Lord, man. It says, And the grinders cease because they are few. Yeah, no work. There's no work for Egypt, man. Right? And then the work that you do have, they squeezing that too, man. They squeezing that out of you too. Because you're working 80 hours a week, goddamn 10 hours a day. I'm gonna just say 10 hours, 12, 15 hours a day, and then when you get paid, you ain't got a goddamn thing. Right? So you're beat. Not only are you beat down, but you're broke. It says when the grinders cease because they are few, right? And it's gonna be less jobs and less men working, right? It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, man, meaning they're not gonna see any relief in sight, right? The only thing that's keeping these people afloat is the fact that they think that this place is going to continue and it's going to get better, but it's not, man. So let's read it, man. I mean, Salakia, let's play this. Yahba Shemau Shah willing, the elect be edified. Shalom.
Everybody's surviving. I get paid bi-weekly, and we are a family of 4. We have 2 kids. How are y'all surviving? Because I'm not. I got paid today, and it's gone. Goes toward the mortgage, cell phone bill, gas and electric, garbage, everything, gone. Between insurance, car insurance between my husband and I, everything, gone. And then I have to go to the grocery store. This isn't even factoring in groceries for a family of fucking 4. So imagine how it's like every month. It's like, do we go do a big load haul of groceries or do we pay our mortgage? Like I can't do both. And
that's the thing, man. A lot of you people, you wanted a piece of the American pie, man, which was all a sham, and a scam, right? You thought that, you get the white picket fence, the big house, the 2-car garage, the dog, the daughter and the son, which ain't no wrong with kids or whatever. But in this day and age, man, that's a lot of people considering that to be a burden, man. Right? Not a lot of people, because, you got people out here that love their kids. But, to a lot of people, it makes it harder, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, you got caught out there. You got scammed. And now each time you're getting paid, it's like, do I do this or do that? If I do this, then I can't do that. Right? And that's the life of people now.
My husband works 50 hours a week. I work 40 hours a week. We can't do both. So like, how are you doing it? The people that don't have kids are barely surviving. I am not surviving. And I get paid bi-weekly. And people are like, oh, getting paid bi-weekly is so much better because then when you get paid more. No, it doesn't matter because all my fucking bills get taken out at the same every month. I've tried to change it till the end of the month. It still doesn't matter. It still doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter when you have your bills taken out. Your money is fucked. Your money is gone. There's nothing you can do. You just have to fucking ride on this floating motherfucking rock and spend, $150 on 4 products at the goddamn grocery store. I can't. I literally cannot. I don't know how people do it. And unless you're a rich elite, we're fucked. So I hope everybody on this floating rock fucking screams like I do. And we can all fucking scream together because I just like don't collectively know how I can continue on with this, with a recession. I've lived through one recession. I physically can't do it now. And you can call me dramatic. I don't really give a fuck. I'm going to crash the fuck out. I cannot survive like this. I can't.
Texas teachers got a raise, and I'm very appreciative for that. But for some reason in my head, I started to think that maybe like I was a millionaire or something, because on my way home, I was giving myself a pep talk, as one does, and talking about all the things I need to do. And I'm like, I need to get in touch with my insurance agent and start putting some money in my 403B, which I should be doing anyway, because I was like, I've got to hide some of this money that I got for my raise. And then I was like, girl, that money is hidden with your bills. Like, you ain't even got any money to hide, but I'm still trying to hide money because, like, it shows that I'm making more money, but I'm not. So how does that work? Whenever it shows that you're making more money, but your bills went up, and I'm like worried that I'm going to have to.
And Esau Edom, he's struggling, man. He catching hell in his own kingdom. So this is how you know this kingdom is through, and these Edomites, their rulership is at an end, man. Right? This was their golden ticket right here. Right? This was it for them. So if this is crumbling, right? You heard that, Edomite. I'm ready to crash the fuck out. So people are gonna get real desperate real soon, man. Real desperate. And what you think people are gonna do? What you think they're gonna result to? Everything under the sun, man. You're about to see the true nature of people here in this country.
Pay more into taxes. So in my brain, I'm thinking I need to hide my money in a 403b, but I don't have any money to hide. So I think that I might be delusional.
I would love your advice because I just feel like my paycheck is not going as far as it used to. And if you don't know me, I have paid off about $25,000, a little bit more than that in credit card debt. I feel like right now in this moment, I'm struggling to just keep up and work my way into some kind of like savings. I noticed that at the grocery store, I'm spending more money, even at Aldi's and all the things I do to cut out money or spending money at places. Aldi's is now really expensive. I'm not shopping as much as I used to, of course, with paying off the debt. That was one of the things I cut. If I really need something, for example, I got this thrifted for like the other day in this Ralph Lauren, so I felt really good about that. But it's just like my electricity, my gas, my food, it's just all going up. Maybe there's something I don't know, but do you have anything that is a good way to save money or to just like negotiate things down more? I don't really know what to do at this point.
Bro, if I knew how bad the economy was going to be up to date, I wouldn't have been riding no bikes, playing no video games. I would have bought a house when I was 10. They did a study based on today's economy. Like, what should minimum wage be based on today's economy to make sure an American is comfortable living a day-to-day life, like with the prices, how the prices is up to date. Bro, do you know how much they say you need to make an hour to be comfortable around this motherfucker? $66 fucking dollars an hour. $66 an hour, bro. Who the fuck making that? That ain't even the kicker. You make $66 an hour. You work 40 hours a week. At the end of the month, guess how much you gonna have in whole? 10 bands. Oh no, but don't think you taking the whole 10 bands. You forgot about Uncle Sam. You're going home with 6,500. Maybe a 7-ball if you lucky. Okay, so eliminate all the bills and life expenses from that 6,500. You left even motherfuckers who making $66 an hour after paying all their bills and life expenses at the end of the month. They only gonna be able to save a band or two a month. So regular motherfuckers like me and you was just cooked. We just at this point we just on the internet seeing who can be po better, who can be best at being po.
I honestly did not realize just how far and wide it goes. People in my age group, Gen X, 50 plus, living paycheck to paycheck, struggling just to make ends meet. If you've never seen me before, my name's Diane. I had a post that's going kind of viral right now. I'm a grieving mom. I lost my son just over a year and a half ago to an overdose. I recently got some news that my car needs an expensive repair, and I have no cushion, no savings, no nothing. And I work every day. I've been working since I was 16 years old. We are all waking up to the fact, I think a lot of us simultaneously, that we've been fed a lot of bull about this country, and we are watching in real time what happens in late stage capitalism.
And we've been telling you, man, that this country is a business, man. This is a corporation. It's not a country, man. This is not a country where you live good and you see your you know what you work for, man. This is not that, man. This is a hellhole, and it's just a fucking what you put, how do we say it, man? The word escapes me, man. Pretty much, you're resulting to nothing here, right? This country just takes, doesn't give anything, man. It like I put in this title, it squeezes the life out of you, man. And we've been telling you that this country is going to fall. This economy is going to fall. A lot of people heard it and it went over their heads. So now you got, the older generation, this woman to be exact, saying that they're coming to the realization that they was all fed lies, man. And it was they pretty much G'd us up, gassed us up, and told us that this country is the best country in the world. And you can make it, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, which in all reality, they knew you couldn't make it, man, because they was going to set it up to where you can't make it. Right? This is the devil, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the devil, man. Right? He's the devil. He's a deceiver. And he's deceived you to the point where, Salaki, he's deceived you for so long that you believed it. And now the curtain is rolled back. And you seeing this country for what it is, man. Which is pretty much a goddamn a burning building that's pretty much painted outside looking new, man. When you look at it from the outside, it looked like somewhere nice to live. But when you go inside and you got to live in there, there's nothing there, man. No sink, no bed, floors is jacked up, walls is jacked up, no food, no nothing. And you call yourself trying to build it up daily, paint daily. I'm just putting this in the spiritual sense or whatever, if you can follow me. But it rains, it snows, it gets cold. You never get to finish that building, man. You never get to see the finished product, man. That's people's lives here. You just work, thinking that you're gonna be able to save some, that you're gonna be able to, get over the hump. And finally you can say this place is not so bad, but that day is never gonna come, man. Never gonna come. This is Haggai chapter 1. Haggai chapter 1 and verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Yeah, man. You work hours upon hours on top of hours. You see your check, and like the woman said, she get her check and it's gone. Right? The Jake just broke it down. You make 66. You got to make $66 an hour to be able to live comfortably here, and that's 10 racks. And by the time they take taxes, you walking away with $6,500 to $7,000. Then after you pay your bills, rent, food, insurance, phone bill, etc. You're looking at $1,000 to $2,000, not considering the shit that just pops up. Every time you see a little bit of money, man, in this country, right? This country was systematically designed to break you down, and people are starting to see it now. It says, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink. And it's like you're going back to ye eat, but ye have not enough. You can't fill up your fridge, right? Back in the days, I give it 20 years ago, you can go to the supermarket with $20 and get a lot of stuff, man. Now you're lucky to come out with 3 things with $20, man. Right? It says, ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm, man. Yeah, you're never going to have enough. It's not going to be enough, man. You're always going to be struggling. It says, and he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes, man. So you drop anything into a bag with holes, it's gonna fly right through. That's your money, whatever kind of savings you got, anything, man. It's all gonna fly. It's all gonna shoot straight through that bag, man. You can't save a goddamn thing. And people are seeing it now. Let's continue.
When the greed of the 1% begins to really become apparent, how they continue to drain and pull and draw from those of us who are what's considered to be the working class, who are going to work, who are doing the jobs. We're watching it happen. We are all waking up to this at the same time and feeling so completely overwhelmed and defeated. We have got to come together as a collective and come up with a way to turn this around so that we can not just survive, but actually live and not feel like at any given moment we could become homeless or lose everything. It shouldn't be this hard.
Hey, what's up, America? We need to talk about how prices are still not coming down and all of America is still being fucked financially. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, food prices haven't come down here in America. They're actually up across the board nearly. Average of 3 to 4% up since Trump's been president. Gas prices are stagnant overall. Some states continuing their high prices like my state, and even some slightly higher, while several states in the South are decreasing in gas prices. The price of houses haven't really come down. And anytime we're calling for it, Republicans say, what'll we do? The housing market will crash. So cars has not come down, new or used, or insurance. All that's still going up. Air travel is now expected to skyrocket in price. Same with hotel costs and vacations in general. Don't forget insurance costs skyrocketing. What about utilities? Skyrocketing. Electric, skyrocket. Gas, skyrocket. But you know what also is skyrocketing? The wealth of billionaires. Never been higher in history. So they're paying so much more for things, yet they're making so much more money. Sounds kind of fucked up to me. Kind of like we're paying their bills. Kind of like we're the ones making the billionaires, and they're looking for excuses to make this continue. So people on my MAGA side over here are saying, well, it's only been 8 months. Well, first it's only been 1 month, then 2, then 4, now 6. Now it's only been 8 months. So how long is it going to take before we make moves against price gouging and planned obsolescence? Anybody want to give me a timeline here? How about that Doge stimulus check or those tariff rebate checks? Any timeline here before we're all fucking homeless? Now consumers are actually spending more. Want to know why? Because prices are higher and they're not saving their money back anymore because they're sick of living in fucking poverty for every fucking thing. Now what the American population is doing, most of us, is overspending money we don't have, and we don't give a fuck about the consequences. You see how that works? So something has to give, because it looks like the Republican Party has totally abandoned the average American person. Obviously, the liberals can't be trusted because they've become violent, as you've seen with Charlie Kirk. But the Republicans can also not be trusted because they want to take all your money and leave you poverty stricken. Similar to what liberals do in major cities, only in a different way. Maybe we need to take the Democrats that are sick of the violence and the Republicans that are sick of the greed, make a new party, go forward and beat both of them. Doesn't that sound better?
And you know, people are on edge, man. People are through with this country. People are through with this country, man. Right? And Jake, the last one to you know, even though Jake, you know, we've been, you know, poor and struggling since the beginning, since we came over here. But you know, this is a nationwide thing now. Everybody's complaining. Everybody is tired and everybody is fed up. Right? But this is the devil for you. This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. There's nobody rejoicing, man. Everybody's fucking fed up, man. It says, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And this is a sign of mourning. People lashing out. People ready to crash out. Violence is up. Right? Protest is up. Everything is going on at once, man. And people are not nice about it. People are fed up about it. People are ready to fucking bash your head in about it, man. That's a sign of people mourning. Right? And these devils know this. These devils, the elites, the billionaires and all, they know it. They know they got people struggling out here, man. They know they hear the voices of these people, man. Right? But we've been telling you they never gave a shit about the average American, right? Whether it's you so-called white people, their own people, they don't give a shit about. They damn sure never gave a shit about you, Jakes. They damn sure hated from the beginning you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. This is why we always teach and preach to y'all through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to come back to the Lord, man. Because the Lord controls these devils. The Lord, he said he going to make sure you eat. He going to make sure you good, man. In these last days when all hell break loose and people can't eat, people can't survive, man. The Lord said he was going to protect you and have it so you do survive. But Jake don't want to go off of that, man. He don't want to listen. He just want to come up with a plan and unite everybody and say, let's fight. Let's vote again. But that shit ain't going to work for you, man. Because these devils, man, they don't give a shit who's screaming, who's yelling, who's complaining. They don't care, man. This is Proverbs 29 and verse 7. It says, the righteous considereth the cause of the poor. So if you have a righteous ruler, who's the righteous? The Israelites. When you read verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, man. If the righteous were in authority, which are the Israelites, right? Which we're coming into that righteous kingdom, real soon, right? The Lord said what? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Then you're going to see rejoicing from the Israelites, right? It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the wicked being Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, when the wicked beareth rule, the people are mourning. So this is why you have people mourning, because the wicked are in rulership. When you jump to verse 7, it says, the righteous considereth the cause of the poor, the Israelites, the righteous ruler, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, will consider the cause of the poor, right? So if we were set up in the righteous kingdom, there wouldn't be homelessness. There wouldn't be people getting on videos and TikToks and saying how much they hate the country and the rulership and the leadership and shit like that, man. It says, but the wicked regardeth not to know it, man. The wicked don't care about your day-to-day struggle. He don't give a shit, man. Give him his money. Get the hell out of his face, man. Your cries and your yelling is gonna fall on deaf ears, right? So that's where we at, man. That's where we at. So let me get one more. We're gonna shut it down. I didn't want this to be too long or this long, but it's all through the spirit. Right? 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. One of my favorite scriptures. It says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, man. So in the last days, people are going to have great miseries. You think this is bad, it's going to get even worse, man. It says, because they have walked in great pride, man, and your pride is being brought low. Because the Lord said, let me get it. Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah. Salakia. Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 12. It says, for the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty. So the reason all these great miseries are coming is because people are proud, man. And we in that day of the Lord, right, is about to be upon everyone that is proud and lofty. It says, and upon everyone that is lifted up, yea, high-minded, proud, and he shall be brought low, man. So there's a lot of you fucking people, including the elites, man, the 1%, they're going to get it the worst, man. Right? They're going to lose everything. They're not going to prosper, man. Right? So it's at the door. It's at the door, man. So let's get it again, and we're going to shut it down. Second Esdras 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. So, hey, man, it's not good to be prideful in these last days. You're gonna lose, man. Humble yourself, seek Yahweh Shem Yahushua while he may be found, while the evil days come not, because they right at the door. So I'm gonna shut it there. I'm gonna close it there. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing, the elect was other Father. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. Until the next lesson, Shalom. And repent, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand.